Headstocks! They come in all different shapes and sizes and are on almost every guitar, even Gibsons, until you drop them. So I thought it might be fun to invite my friend Glen onto the channel and we could rank headstocks. Sometimes we agreed.
It's 100% a shoe.
That's a shoe caster right there.
And a lot of the time we disagreed.
I'm gonna give it a C just because...
A C!
I like that.
I think it's horrible.
But we got super nerdy about it, like the footage that you're about to see is edited down from near an hour-long debate about different headstocks. So, enjoy, I guess. Actually, one more thing. This comes up a lot in the video that you're gonna see. Reverse headstocks. I'm interested in hearing your opinion. Let me know in the comments. Do you like them? Do you dislike them? I want to gauge that opinion, so let me know.
Alright, here's our tier list. F is not good, S is super good. And here's the first headstock. We've got the old W.A.L.K.E.R. What are your thoughts, Glen? Where are we ranking this? I know my thoughts on it.
It's alright.
It's alright. I don't like it. Where would you be thinking to chuck in alright?
I would put it in D.
D? Alright, I can live with D. Let's put it there for now. And by the way, I think each one of us can have like a veto S tier. So if I hate a headstock and you love it, you can put it in S, and I can put a headstock that you hate in S.
So you're saying we can disagree for a change?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now I know you're a big fan of this headstock, Glen. What are our thoughts? The Dean Classic Wing headstock.
Can you scroll down underneath F, please? That one's going right in F.
Is it?
Straight away.
Why? What's...
It looks like it should have... I was going to say it looks like it should have strings on it. It looks like there should be pickups there and that should be the body. That is not a headstock.
It is very big. I had a Dean before. It's a huge headstock.
That is so ugly. Like, nothing about that is nice.
We'll put it in F just for you, and probably other people in the comments who agree, because it's not a particularly loved headstock. The PRS headstock. What are your thoughts? I like it, but I don't like it too much. Not like S tier.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe B?
Wow, I wouldn't go that high with it.
You wouldn't go B?
For me, it's either a D or a C.
Oh, I can't put it in D. I'll put it in C.
Since it's your channel.
The ESP pointed 6-in-a-line headstock. What are your thoughts?
I haven't seen any of the headstocks that have been prepared. I don't know what's coming up, but what I can say is that's getting a lot more points because the tuners are...
Because it's pointy.
Because the tuners are on the right side of... Actually, they're not. They're on the left side. No, they're on the correct side of the...
You don't like a reverse headstock? I love a reverse headstock.
It is disgusting. It would go below the Dean.
No. Yeah. I love reverse headstocks because, like, when you're playing, right, your hand is on this side.
Yeah.
And then to tune, I have to take my hand away from playing and I have to go up here. Or I could just go, I don't have to move my wrist at all.
You put it like that, but, like...
When you think about it, yeah, it's great.
Stop being logical all the time.
Right, so where are we putting this? I think that it's a solid, very solid headstock. I'd put this in A tier. Personally,
I'd put it in B.
You put it in B.
I put it. It's just, like it's pointy and metal and.
You can't play jazz in it. All right, right. We'll put it in B for now. ESP pointy headstock has the chance, I think, to move up to A if he's a good boy. Jackson pointed 6-in-a-line headstock, very similar to the ESP. In fact, they used to have the same headstock, and then Jackson sued them or cease and desisted them, and then they changed. I prefer the ESP headstock over this Jackson headstock. What are your thoughts?
I don't think there's a lot of difference. You know what? Now that you minimize them, I actually think that I prefer the Jackson headstock. As crazy as that sounds.
That's okay. All right.
There's something a bit like if that has a nice 80s kind of Strat style body to it, that would be cool.
Okay.
Like if that has a Les Paul body, I don't like it. You know, it kind of.
Yeah, it does need context.
Yeah.
All right, next headstock. This is another Jackson headstock, but this time it's a modern 3-a-side headstock, kind of pointy, but also kind of not.
I really like that.
I do too. It's a Chris Broderick signature headstock.
That's going A tier for me.
Finally, we agree on something.
Now, what makes that A tier for me is I love like the binding, and I love how it looks.
A tier.
Oh no. Ah.
Now, Glen, you know you're a Gibson guy. I had to get that meme in. I actually did I did include a proper picture.
Hey,
of
well,
a
if you
Gibson
want,
headstock.
I will rank the broken headstock.
You will rank the... Okay, fine.
I will rank the.
We'll rank the broken headstock first then. Personally, I'd chuck that in. It's not ugly. I actually quite like the headstock. It's just I like my headstocks to actually be on the guitar. So I'd chuck that in E.
I know that was a joke initially, but are we ranking the headstock, or are we ranking? Like, does the fact that it's not belonging to a body,
The fact
and a
that it's
neck-
just lying on the floor, does that impact the scoring? Probably. I would argue that might have.
I'm gonna give it a C just because.
Ah, C! You're putting the headstock that's on the floor beside a PRS on its neck. If you want to rank the headstock, there it is.
Okay, well that's.
Well, we'll put the broken one where a broken one belongs.
Now you chose a custom as well. You chose a Gibson Les Paul custom.
I chose whatever front-facing headstock I could get.
Yeah. Now see, this is a lot different for me because if you had chosen a standard, it would have impacted my score. I know where I'm putting this.
I know where you want to put
This
it.
is my favorite guitar headstock. Comment if you agree.
All right, where are you putting this? Bear in mind, you have one veto S tier. You've got one opportunity to put a headstock that I don't agree is S tier into S tier.
Well, I agree it's S tier.
For viewers, though, I'd probably put that headstock. I'd put it in B.
That's respectable.
It's a classic.
Taking away the classic factor, though, just if say all of those headstocks there are classic.
Oh, and by the way, it breaks.
Well, yeah, no, right, okay. Well, then if that's a factor, that's going in the last one.
Yes,
Because that's the best at breaking.
it's also got a bit of a tuning issue with the G string.
For me, the D and the G.
Yeah.
But that could just be the hair. Now, is this a Squire?
No, this is just a Fender standard
Oh, okay.
Fender headstock for a Strat. Now you will find that same headstock on a Charvel, for example.
Oh yeah, and like they're the examples I was talking about where it's actually quite nice
So
in context.
that there on a Strat or a Charvel, it's the same headstock. Where would you put it?
That's an A for me.
An A? I'd agree there. We've got the wide telly. We've got the telly headstock.
And what did I say before?
You want this in S tier?
S tier for me.
No, not a chance. You used your S tier.
For me, it's A tier then.
I think it looks like a foot.
Oh wow.
Have you never seen it looking like a foot before?
Well, I don't think about feet when I play guitar. It's kind of the opposite.
I'd personally put it in D, to be honest with you.
D.
Yeah, I think it only looks good on a telly, and even then it looks like a foot.
So what would you put on a telly? Like a Strat?
Yeah.
headstock?
Or tellies look great with a pointed headstock, like the Jackson or the ESP pointed. So I would personally put it in D, but you wanted to put it in S, so I'm assuming we're going to have to split the difference and put it in C.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Alright.
It's definitely an S right there.
This is a James Tyler headstock. Now, James Tyler's are fantastic guitars. There's one, I played it in the Everest video.
I remember seeing
It sounds great, it plays great, but they happen to have god-awful headstocks. Like, that's
like a threat. Like that's like put him up. Like
that's
Yeah.
finger guns. I love how the James Tyler played. I loved how it sounded, but I'm gonna have to put that in F tier.
the only there's no. That's horrible. That's horrible.
F tier.
That's puke tier. That's not even tears. That's
But it gives you tears.
yeah. It gives you tears. Yeah.
Sorry, James Tyler. Good guitars, but
Horrible headstock.
the Ibanez headstock, I'm gonna say it right now, S tier.
A tier.
My reasoning, it's got the straight string pull, there's no tuning issues, it's got the classic factor. I personally think that you can play any genre on it. You can play jazz with that headstock on your guitar and it's not going to look out of place, but you can also play 7-string, metal, whatever you want with that headstock. So personally for me, I'm going to take my S tier and put it in S tier.
That's fair. I particularly love that headstock. Whenever I see that, it reminds me. I wonder if you can tell of an Ibanez
Well,
of
yeah,
an
I would
Ibanez.
hope
It
so.
reminds me, and you just know that he's not going to cut that bit out of the video too.
No, I'm not.
No, that reminds me of an Iceman.
Yeah,
It
it's got the same top piece. My personal S tier there.
See, and they look good together. If you look at the S tier, like that's a respectable S tier.
It's a yeah.
Like look at S tier and then go to F.
Go to F tier. All right.
Oh wow, okay.
Speaking of F tier,
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
oh yeah, it does look like it looks like a McDonald's guitar.
It's or if you really look at it, it's a WC Rich.
I like how BC Riches look. I think BC Riches, like the Warlock shape, it looks cool with a pointed headstock. When they put that on it, it just ruins the guitar for me.
Personally, I love this one.
You love it? Oh, you're joking. You have to be.
I hate this. This is below horrible.
F tier.
Is there a lower?
Alright, now this is what I was talking about. The BC Rich pointed headstock. That headstock
Is horrible.
horrible. Why? Is it because it's reverse?
Yeah. Whoa, that's an A tier right there.
Alright, well, if the headstock was like that, what would you put it as?
Way better than F, yeah.
Where? Would you put it in with B? With the pointies?
Yeah.
Can't believe you don't like reverse headstock.
That does not go in B.
King of headstocks.
Don't I get a say? I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
The Gibson Explorer headstock. Also kind of Kramer banana headstock as well.
That's A tier for me.
I'd be inclined to agree. I'd put it between B and A.
I just don't like pointy stuff. I know you could argue Gibson has points, but like it's not pointy.
It's rounded. That's not stab you points.
Yeah, it's not stab you.
So let's prove that you don't like, that you're not completely biased towards Gibson. What are we thinking?
Right, what am I thinking? Number one, that guitar is never staying in tune.
Yeah.
That looks like you pulled a rabbit by his ears.
Well, I'm putting that in F. And to be looking at F, I think James Tyler is getting a raw deal out of this now.
This is going to be surprising.
You're saying that that's better?
Yeah, than Dean and the foot one. Not the
BC Rich?
boobs one. Yeah.
Hang on!
Am I wrong?
I do see it now, yeah. Actually, you're right.
Yeah. I really want to see what body that belongs to.
It's the modern. We're not ranking body shapes, but...
But I mean, like, that can't look good in any scenario.
Oh, it doesn't. They changed it
It looks like a headless guitar.
to
with a
this
headset.
bad boy.
Okay. I actually like that. Now, I don't... No, what? Yeah, okay.
You sure?
Yeah, now here's where I'm going with it. It has a bit of...
It's not as big.
Yeah, it's not as big. And I like the way that one... Like, these could all be innuendos. I like one horn is bigger than the other. And
I'd be willing to put it in E. Where would you place it?
let me see. I like that better than the PV. I like it better than the PRS. I don't know if I like it better than the Telecaster.
You like it better than the PRS headstock.
I don't like it better than the Telecaster, I don't think. I like it. I really like that.
Where would
the
you
more I
place
look at it, the nicer it's getting. So you want my honest opinion where I
I
would
want
put
your honest opinion. Where would you put it? The internet is watching.
that? A tier.
Minor break that we just took there. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
he just beat the shit out of me.
Where are we putting this? It's not going in A tier. It is not making it there.
Now that I've reconsidered, I would probably class this as an S tier.
Uh,
Nah, I will go B tier.
Just for the record, I completely disagree. I'd F tier this myself, but Glen's a guest, so I have to be, nice to him. From a distance, it looks alright, but from a distance...
Keep it at this.
Yeah, keep it at a distance. The Flying V headstock, what are your thoughts?
I like it. Now, I know it's pointy, however, it's not pointy. You know what? It's above B for me. Like, it's above everything in the B.
I think I'd put it in B, but I'll put it in A for you. Ernie Ball Music Man. It's the little four on a side and two on a side. It's tiny. It's a little cute headstock. What are your thoughts? I'm partial to it. I'd put this in B all day. Actually, I'd put it in A, to be honest with you.
There's not something... See, the difficult thing about this is there's not something terribly wrong with it. It's just a little unusual. I'm happy to go where you want to put it.
I'll chuck it in A. I think it's an A tier headstock.
You gave me a couple of...
Epiphone headstock. Most of the time, I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of this headstock from the get-go.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
But I prefer it to the new one.
Where would you put it?
D. Below a telly.
Yeah. Okay.
The new Epiphone headstock.
That's actually a better looking one than I've seen.
I think it's the binding that helps.
I can barely go... The Gibson goes in A and the Epiphone goes in F.
Yeah, I suppose it's. I think it's that picture because I've seen some really weird ones. Let's forget that one for a second, and drag this one in.
Okay. And where would you put this?
Now I'd put it in E.
Yeah, the original is so much better.
The original, versus
obviously
that.
the binding helps as well, but
The binding helps, but it's just the shape. What do you think about this bad boy? The Squire Starcaster.
the sandal caster.
It's very footwear.
That is very footwear.
It's very footwear.
Can you spin it right around so we can?
Right round, baby, right round. Yeah, it looks like a shoe. It's 100% a shoe.
That's a shoe caster right there.
That's the Cinderella caster.
Yeah, that's an F.
All right, Cinderella.
You have to love how many guitars are in F.
Not this ball.
Not this ball.
This is a debate that'll be interesting.
The nub
Headless guitars. Where would you rank a headless among headstocks?
Okay, so I guess we could technically class that as a headstock. Because
Sure.
after or above the nut is a headstock.
What are your thoughts on this particular headstock?
Where's the rest of it? Equally an A and an F.
Yeah, and I see your dilemma here, because you being a Gibson guy, you're like, yeah, that looks like a perfectly good Gibson to me. That looks standard Les Paul.
I think it's fine if we put it in any of them.
All right, let's just chuck it in C because it's in the middle.
Now you know what? Who's fooling who? Would you buy a guitar that looked like that? No, I wouldn't. It's an F.
All right, the Parker Fly headstock, a classic.
Now they were listening when I said that too much of the headstock was being overused before.
Yeah, this is very
Wow.
much not a Dean.
Does that say Pokemon?
I choose you, Parker P4T. You sound conflicted.
I am conflicted because I do like it over some of the other ones. I don't like it, but I prefer it over some of the other ones. I prefer that over the ESP, over the Jackson,
Whoa!
and over that monstrosity of a backwards headstock looking BC Rich. Is it?
Discrimination against reverse headstocks. I won't have it.
Just because of the guitars that are in the bracket, I would pick B, but it's not B list at all. That's F list, but I prefer it over the ones that are in B list. Do you see my dilemma?
So it's a mixture between a B and an F.
Yeah.
So
see, I was great in
why
school.
not split the middle and just like put it in D?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I think you just like bright colors. Are you
Well,
sure?
this is the first bright colour guitar we have.
Look at the head. Look at the headstock. You could.
No, I like that.
You were
jagged
talking
look.
about grating cheese a second ago. Like that'll cut through anything.
Yeah, you can definitely exfoliate your feet on that one.
Why do we all? How many feet references have we got in this video? This is a Quentin Tarantino movie.
I would much prefer that if they reversed it. Like if that's even cooler. That you turn
What
it to the
the
side.
I've turned it to the side.
I like that.
I think it's horrible.
See, what body would that be?
It's on the Strat. It's a George Lynch model. See, if they just cut it straight, just like your straight standard
Oh, that would be
pointed.
cool as well.
Yeah, because that's a reverse ESP.
But yeah, but like it.
Of course it would be cool. It's a great headstock. You like that.
I do.
Okay.
No, I like it, but
That's surprising. The man who you know, you've got the weirdest taste in headstocks, honestly. You're like,
who ranks headstock?
it's, yeah. But like, for all the other ones, it's like, I really liked it because it's rounded. And then you find the pointiest thing you can get.
See, it looks like flames. It's like, yeah, rock and roll. Let's go. Yeah, baby. I'd put that in C list.
I'd chuck it in D, personally. But this is the Glen Walker channel. I'm going to chuck it in C.
Well, I thought that was fun. If you liked it, subscribe, because we also recorded a tier list on body shapes that will be released in the future. If you're a fan of Kiss and you want to support Glen, he's got a YouTube channel dedicated to all things Kiss, and I'm going to link that in the description. Thank you for watching, and to close this video out, I'll leave the bloopers of what happens when you leave Glen alone for 2 minutes with a camera on record. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Now, he's not here. So this is the point where if you want to unsubscribe, you want to click dislike, it's cool. I won't tell him. This video is sponsored by Vanilla Coke. Vanilla Coke. Vanilla. I got it. YouTube. Amazing content.